What if I told you that every time you open that private tab, you're not just wasting time, you're surrendering your future, your strength, your identity, not because of lust, but because you've forgotten what it means to be a man forged by fire, not softened by comfort. You feel drained, empty, like something is slowly slipping out of your hands. And no matter how much you try to push through, you keep circling back to the same habit. But here's the truth. It's not about the screen. It's not even about the pleasure. It's about what you've been trained to believe. That comfort equals safety, and that safety is enough. But it's not. Let me show you how this lie is killing you slowly, and how the ancient warriors knew exactly how to break it. Let's be brutally honest. Every time you indulge in that so-called harmless habit, something dies inside you. Not physically, but spiritually. Your ambition dims, your eyes lose their fire, and deep down, you know it. The guilt creeps in after the pleasure fades. Why? Because your brain just got hijacked. A single release of dopamine might feel like relief, but it's robbing your motivation. Studies show that frequent consumption of adult content leads to a 70% drop in dopamine receptor sensitivity. That means your brain needs more stimulation just to feel normal. You're not just killing time, you're killing your drive. Marcus Aurelius warned us, you become what you give your energy to. And right now you're giving yours to nothing. You think you're relaxing, but your brain is rewiring itself for weakness. A 2022 study from Cambridge University found that excessive indulgence in digital pleasure alters the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and willpower. Translation: you're literally training yourself to lose control. The Stoics believed that discipline wasn't just a virtue, it was a shield. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." But how can you master anything when you're a slave to your urges? Every click is a decision. Every indulgence is a surrender. And while you're distracted, life is moving forward without you. Greatness doesn't wait for the undisciplined. Look around. Men are falling behind. Statistically, testosterone levels in men have dropped by over 25% in the last 30 years, according to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. And it's not just about hormones, it's about hunger. The hunger to conquer, build, and lead. That hunger dies when you numb yourself daily. The Stoics taught that hardship sharpens the soul, but modern men run from discomfort like it's poison. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, plagues, betrayal, yet still wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Most men today can't even conquer a browser tab. You weren't born to live soft. You were born to endure, to sharpen through resistance. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you indulge in this habit, you're sacrificing your future for a moment of false relief. A study from Cambridge University found that compulsive users of adult content showed brain activity patterns similar to drug addicts. You're not just wasting time, you're rewiring your brain to crave weakness. Seneca once warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And that's exactly what this habit feeds: fantasy. It disconnects you from reality, from purpose, from pain. And pain is where real men are forged. Avoiding it makes you soft. Facing it makes you strong. The choice isn't about pleasure, it's about power. Think about the men you admire: Jocko Willink, David Goggins, Marcus Aurelius. Do you think they were slaves to their urges? Hell no. They understood that discipline isn't just about controlling behavior. It's about building an unshakable identity. When you give in to this habit, you weaken your identity as a man. A 2016 study from the University of Houston showed that excessive adult content use is linked to increased depression and anxiety in men. Why? Because deep down you know you're wasting your strength. And the guilt isn't random, it's a signal. A call to evolve, to rise, to cut the chains and become the version of you that doesn't flinch in the face of fire. Now imagine channeling that same energy into something greater. Building a business, sculpting your body, mastering a skill. That's not just motivation, it's masculine transmutation. The ancient Stoics didn't waste energy on fleeting pleasure. They used it to sharpen their minds and harden their will. Science backs this up. Men who practiced abstinence for just 7 days experienced a 145% increase in testosterone, according to a 2003 study published in Zhejiang University. That's not magic. That's biology reclaiming its edge. When you stop leaking energy, you become a weapon. And the world needs more dangerous men with discipline, not weak men chasing screens. Look around you. Weak men are everywhere. Soft-spoken, hunched over, eyes glued to their phones. They weren't born like that. They were conditioned. Conditioned by endless comfort, easy dopamine, and zero resistance. The Stoics warned us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. That's exactly what this habit does. It drains your time, your strength, your soul. Every second you waste on empty pleasure is a second stolen from your mission, from your future family, from the empire you're meant to build. While you're numbing yourself with screens, your potential is dying in silence. That should terrify you. But here's the part no one dares to say. This habit isn't just stealing your energy, it's rewiring your brain against you. Neuroscientists have proven that chronic indulgence in artificial pleasure, especially through shrinks the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for discipline, decision-making, and ambition. A 2014 study from the Max Planck Institute found that men who consumed more had less gray matter in this critical brain region. That's not just a theory, that's your mental edge, your power, physically decaying. Over time, your brain stops responding to normal rewards. Things that once inspired you, winning, progress, building, no longer feel exciting. Because your dopamine system has been hijacked. You've trained your brain to seek escape, not purpose. The result? You stop chasing greatness, you settle, you live small, and worst of all, you feel like that's just who you are. But it's not. It's just a consequence of unchecked addiction. And the longer you feed it, the harder it becomes to remember the man you used to dream of becoming. That fire inside you, it's not gone. It's just buried. But you still have time to dig it out and forge it into something unstoppable. So what happens when you finally quit? Not just for a day, not just for a week, but when you truly commit to breaking the cycle, your entire biology begins to shift. Your testosterone levels, your natural fuel for confidence, muscle growth, ambition, start rising again. A 2003 study published in the Journal of Zhejiang University found that men who abstained for just 7 days saw a 145.7% spike in testosterone on day 7. That's not just energy, it's raw masculine power returning to its rightful place. Your focus sharpens, you stop zoning out, you become more present, more alert. Women notice it, men respect it, but more importantly, you respect yourself. You start walking differently, standing differently, talking differently. Not because you're pretending, but because you're finally aligned with who you were meant to be. And here's the deeper truth. It's not just about quitting a bad habit. It's about becoming a man capable of withstanding himself. A man whose discipline commands respect. A man whose presence speaks louder than his words. That's the kind of power no screen can give you, no escape can replace, and no pleasure can match. Because it's not just about what you avoid, it's about what you become. Now the path is clear. You either stay trapped, ruled by comfort, or you rise and reclaim your edge. No more excuses, no more silent battles lost in the dark. This is your war, your turning point. Comment Soul Warrior if you're ready to fight for your power. And never forget,
the fire inside you was never meant to destroy, it was meant to forge.